to aging well and taking care of yourself, do you exercise both your body and your mind? A new book out next month called The Aging Brain shows us proven steps that can prevent dementia and sharpen your brain. Joining me now is the author and Dr. Timothy Jennings. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I just said to you a moment ago, you've come just in time. These are the things that I'm thinking about. So let's talk about the difference between just an aging brain and the things that you might start to see, like, you know, not being able to find a word as quickly, and actual dementia.
Yes, so dementia is a pathological state. It's not normal aging. So I want everybody to understand normal aging, if you age normally, you don't get dementia. So if you're getting dementia, that means something's damaging the brain, which is not part of normal aging.
And so if you already have dementia or you feel like there are early signs you've been diagnosed, can you still slow it down?
Well, so once you have dementia, you've already had significant brain damage. Dementia occurs when the brain has been injured or damaged by something. If you have mild change, what we call mild cognitive impairment, some symptoms, but you're not yet in the state of dementia, the data shows if you do the things in the book, the lifestyle changes, and apply those, you won't progress to dementia. So we can avoid that. And it's never too late, no matter what age.
You can still do that.
Yes.
What causes the damage that we're talking about?
So anything that damages the brain can cause dementia. The top two causes are Alzheimer's disease or vascular disease. They're the top two. And the book specifically takes on Alzheimer's disease, which is the #1 cause of dementia in the world. And if you do these lifestyle things, and some things like just walking 20 minutes a day, and people over 65 showed that it would cause growth in the part of the brain where you have new memories, and you could reverse 2 years of aging just by adding the walking. Yes, something very simple.
It's like magic, and it really does sort of get us back to that place where learning new things, doing new things, engaging our brain is so good for us at any age. So let's talk about prevention. You mentioned the walking, dental hygiene. Now, why does this matter to our brain?
So with Alzheimer's dementia, it seems the common pathway, no matter how you get there, is inflammation. Anything that increases inflammation in your body will ultimately kick a cascade of events over that start damaging your brain slowly over time. Poor dental hygiene causes mouth infections and other things which cause immune responses, which increase inflammation. And you'll find that the other factors that really increase, which are really an unhealthy diet. Unhealthy diet increases inflammation. And if we increase inflammation over the course of time, it drives this cascade of events. Insulin resistance begins happening in our brain, similar to type 2 diabetes, which happens in the body, it happens in the brain, and that impairs the brain's ability to signal normally, clear waste products out of the brain, and this becomes toxic over time. We lose neurons, and that then spirals down.
Wow. So getting sugar out of your diet is good. Are you recommending like the classic Mediterranean style diet, plant-based? What's
you
the
are
right way?
so right on. That's exactly right. So the two diets that have been shown with multiple studies that actually correlate positively with brain volume and cognitive performance are either the Mediterranean diet or the whole food vegan diet. Both are anti-inflammatory. High sugar diets, high fat diets, high animal product diets, searing foods, and fried foods, these all increase your risk of dementia.
Wow. Well, I'll never look at an onion ring the same way.
All artificial sweeteners, by the way, do as well.
Really? Including stevia?
Well, stevia is kind of, there's not a lot of research on stevia. It's kind of new, but all the other artificial sweeteners that have been looked at increase the risk of dementia. So I'm going to have to pass on the stevia question for the moment.
I'm going to hold out on the stevia and hope for the best. Getting a proper amount of sleep, spending time in nature, these are important things. Caffeinated coffee, what does that do to us?
Well, multiple studies now have shown, it's very interesting. Caffeinated coffee, even up to 6 cups, depending on your tolerability of it, can reduce all-cause mortality, reduce Parkinson's disease, reduce type 2 diabetes, reduce your risk of Alzheimer's dementia.
Hold on, it's good for us?
Yes.
Woo! Look at that. Oh, that's amazing.
Decaf coffee didn't have the benefit.
Didn't have the benefit. So the caffeine actually has more than one.
Let me clarify, so for our audience, caffeine and every other source was harmful with the exception of green tea. So just plain caffeine tablets, caffeine in sodas, sodas of all kinds increase your risk of dementia. So no, it's caffeine and coffee. And I go into the book and walk through the actual cascade. The anti-inflammatory flavonoids in the coffee interacting with the caffeine have a very protective effect on your brain.
Wow, that's interesting. Dark chocolate has flavonoids. Is that good for me?
Yes, yes it is.
Then I'm going to live to be 200. I am so good. And you mentioned soda, so even diet soda has that deleterious effect.
Yes, diet sodas, because of the artificial sweeteners in there probably, but the other chemicals they put in there as well.
Interesting. Spending time in nature, that's interesting. That helps us Do we know
multiple
why?
ways. When we're in nature, one of the things you have lower decibels. High decibels in the city noises cause your brain stress circuits to fire. That increases inflammation. So being in a quiet place, but also touching the earth. When we touch the earth, we get electrons that flow into our body, and the electrons reduce inflammation and help your body anti-inflammatory enzymes turn back on. And so one of the things that's happened since the 1960s or 70s with our insulated shoes and all the sidewalks and concrete is we've kind of disconnected from the earth, and we don't have those electrons naturally flowing. So walking in the grass, getting in the ocean, touching the earth is very helpful for us and reduces inflammation in the body.
So let's take our shoes off today and get outside. So if people are just beginning to forget a few things, is that part of normal aging? When do you know the difference between, okay, I just momentarily forgot where I parked the car, and something that's more worrisome?
Yes, so the transient thing could be something from actually eating one meal with a high sugar load can cause you to transiently have
Seriously,
just
like a foggy brain.
Yes, exactly. Or a sleep deprivation the night before can cause those types of transient symptoms. But you're looking for persistent day in, day out losses that persist over time and maybe gradually get worse. That would be more serious to watch for.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for doing the research for us so that we can be data-based in the way we approach this. Appreciate it very much. Up next, a skincare line getting rave reviews when we come back. Thank you.